3, 2, 1.
You ready?
You're listening to the Real Pineapple Podcast Network. Good evening, everybody. Thank you so much for listening. This is the Real Pineapple. This is your humble host, Hunter, here. Hope you're all having a great and safe start to your holiday season. I've got another review here in the Real Christmas series, as I'm calling it. So I've got a review so we're going to go back. We're going to go back quite a ways, actually. About almost 30 years ago. To one of my favorite episodes of a TV series ever. So The Tick. The Tick, which came out back this episode is part of season 2 of the animated Fox series. So it's actually the only Christmas episode they ever did, which I find quite a missed opportunity if they were going to be anywhere close to this quality. So for those of you who've watched the show, you guys know The Tick. I don't need to explain the plot or the concept of The Tick to you. If you haven't watched The Tick, a great version is available on Amazon. You get 2 seasons of it. It really sucks they canceled it after the second season because I was loving where it was going. I will review that series in full at some point. But this season, this episode, The Tick Loves Santa. This follows, of course, The Tick and Arthur on Christmas Eve, and they are going ahead and shopping for their loved ones. I think they only mentioned that they got a present for Dot, but I'm assuming they got gifts for each other. So anyways, we cut to a robber who ends up being called Multiple Santa, who is played by Jim freaking Cummings. And if you, for some reason, don't know who Jim Cummings is, just think the voice of Tigger. That's, or Winnie the Pooh, pardon me. Jim Cummings is a voice acting legend, and I never knew that he was Multiple Santa, but that just makes me love it even more. So, Multiple Santa is being chased by the cops. The Tick freaks out because he sees a man in a Santa suit, and the Tick, one of the things that was always so endearing, he was Pooh and Tigger, that's right. One of the things about the Tick that always was so much fun to watch, even as a kid, and I appreciate it even more now. The Tick is so innocent to a SpongeBob level of naivete at some points, and obviously we all love Santa. But there's a quote about Santa later on I'll get to, but the Tick is chasing after the cops and after Santa because, oh my God, why are you chasing Santa? Santa ends up getting electrocuted on this beer sign, or like a advertising sign. He gets electrocuted, falls in the snow during the chase. Santa wakes up, and there are, I want to say it's 5 clones of him basically in the snow that he's able to control. He lifts up his hand, and they all lift their hand the same way and everything. And so Multiple Santa plots to take over the city. This episode is this is top 5 favorite episodes of the Tick animated show for me, because it shows what makes the show so perfect. It takes this insane concept that Santa would be evil, and the concept that the Tick can punch anyone but Santa in itself is hilarious to me. Like, I love it. I love it so much. So there is this point where they're hosting a Christmas party with the what's the group? The Civic Minded 5, which has 4 legs, Pharaoh Boy. I'm blanking on the other members, but Jane. I can't think of the other members. Anyways, but the Mouse and American Made bring up the fact that, look, dude, there's no Santa, and the Tick freaks out, which I love. The line is, "Oh, I've heard about people like you. Are you saying there's not a Santa Claus?" And I love that level of commitment to the Tick, because say what you will about the Tick, yes, he is incredibly naive and sometimes dumb, and definitely more brawn than brains at some point. But one thing about the Tick that I always took away from the show as a kid is his his incredible loyalty to not just Arthur, but to the city as a whole, and really to just his inner circle. As much of a dipshit as the Mouse is, he would do anything for the Mouse. Some of the best, one of the best episodes of the series, the Tick versus Pineapple Pocopo. You get to see the Tick and American Maid really team up more, and I love when they work together, just in general on the show, let alone on that episode. And this episode really is, I think, probably the not the nucleus, but it really paints the picture of how much Arthur and the Tick need each other. Arthur needs him. The Tick needs Arthur to go ahead and put some things in perspective and keep him somewhat grounded. But the Tick's imagination and his ability to see the good, again, almost to a fault in any situation, and to give people the benefit of the doubt. That's something that Arthur, being an accountant, you're almost trained to just be very cold and just kind of base things on numbers and everything. And the fact that the Tick provides that with his loyalty to Santa is something that I actually find strangely inspiring, actually. So the Tick and his friends get in this fight with the multiple Santas, and the Tick again can't punch any of these Santas, and the Mouse. I love the Tick in this episode. The Mouse is maybe the co-MVP. He's not in the episode a whole lot, but he has a couple lines that I think are just fucking brilliant, and a couple that I actually were able to quote before I even rewatched the episode. Arthur is yelling as the Santa is swinging him. Tick. He's like, Tick, do something, kind of doing because he's getting spun around, and the Mouse. When the Tick says he can't hit Santa, the Mouse goes, "There is no Santa Claus, you dink, grow up." And I don't know why the term dink is funny to me, but that in particular just really made me laugh. And they're at the diner the next day or later in the night, and the Tick even brings up the fact that, yeah, sure, it wasn't probably the real Santa, but how can you be sure? And it leads to the Mouse going, "Here's a clue. If the Santa jumps up and kicks you in the stomach, then it probably wasn't Santa." And I remember, and it's such a no duh, but the Tick he loves Santa so much. And once they, of course, actually meet Santa, because of course they're going to meet Santa. Why? Really, a chair for a head that talks, you're going to draw the line at fucking at Santa Claus. But I love that the elves that work for Santa treat it like Secret Service. They always go ahead and call it checkpoints, and all right, Big Red is ready to enter the building. I love the way they actually treat their version of the elves in here. They even say before Santa comes into the room, no sudden movements, no flash photography. I love that. Santa is voiced by Ron Feinberg. If you don't know Ron Feinberg, you probably should. He was Titanus in the Ninja Turtles cartoon. Also, oh, that's right. He was in Thunder and Lightning. I've actually seen that. But yeah. He's Cool Hand Luke in Tailspin. God, I should have led with that. But I love Santa in this because he even tells the Tick, dude, it's amazing that you believe in me. And the line he drops of, "You've kept the faith longer than any sane adult could." And that line in particular, I find it's such a quick little, if you're not listening for it, you'll miss it. But the fact that the Tick is clearly not all there, you almost have to be a little crazy to believe in Santa. But then again, you could say the same thing about, religion in general. So, I mean, Santa, God, But I love that Santa goes, get a grip on yourself. You're screwing around and you're going to cost, you're going to lose the city if you do this. And I love that. I love how Santa has that kind of real conversation with him, and it leads to a really fun resolution at the end of the episode, as far as how they go ahead and wrap things up. Getting my final thoughts, I enjoyed the hell out of this cartoon. This is one of my favorite shows ever. I've been looking for some place to actually watch it, And go figure, it's on IMDb TV for free with ads. And I'm probably going to end up watching several episodes tonight because I wasn't aware of that until a couple days ago. So I'm such a fan. I'm such a huge fan of this show. If I ever do get the chance to meet Ben Edlund, I would love to talk to that dude. I think he is just an absolutely brilliant human being, and it bothers me that the Tick, I really don't think, has gotten nearly enough credit for how great it is. But it's well worth something to actually go ahead and watch. And if you've never seen the Tick, again, if you go through IMDb TV, you can watch it for free with ads. I would highly recommend it if for some reason this has gone off your radar or hasn't been on your radar. So for me, this is a fan-fucking-tastic episode. I genuinely don't have a complaint about it, and I love how the episode actually ends too. So yeah, fan-fucking-tastic across the board. This is so much fun. Everyone should watch this if you have not. But everyone, what do you think of the Tick Loves Santa episode? What's your favorite episode of the Tick, the animated series? I'd actually love to get people's thoughts on that. So please let me know what you thought. I would love to hear from you guys. You can go ahead and like us on Facebook at The Real Pineapple. Don't forget to also like our gaming page, Real Games. That's REEL Games. We'll have some streaming here for you soon. Think I'm going to stream Spider-Man Miles Morales. I'm really excited to play that. I have beaten it already, but I'm really excited to talk about that. You can go ahead and follow yours truly on the Twitter at JHunterRealPineapple. You can follow Colin on Twitter, Scott on Twitter at Nearman the First. And you can follow Colin on Twitter at The Real O'Neill. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. You can find us on SoundCloud, Apple and Google Podcasts, Podbean, Stitcher, iHeartRadio, and Stitcher Radio, Spotify, Podbean, and Amazon Music and TuneUp, just to name a few. We'll have reviews up, more reviews up for this real Christmas series. We'll have reviews up for Elf, Die Hard. I'm gonna re-review Iron Man 3 because technically that counts as a Christmas movie. It takes place around Christmas, and we might have a little special thing we do with Shazam as well. But we will have 25 reviews leading up to Christmas. As I mentioned, if you haven't listened to it, but we will have a review up day of for Wonder Woman 84 on Christmas Day. That should be live at about 2 p.m. Pacific. I'm really excited to watch that and get my thoughts out. But everyone, please stay safe out there. I know we're getting to the winter months. Please drive safe, take care of each other, wear a mask, and we will talk to you soon. All right, stay safe out there and have a good night.